Should work, though.
You're good.
And we're live again. Brilliant. Yet another Talk Studio malfunction. So, yep, we're back on StreamYard. I can't even remember where we were up to. I think it was the Tottenham game. But, of course, Seb has joined us from, where we were. Basically, we're just on about the Tottenham game, introduced the panel, etc. So we didn't really get too far last time, really. So, yeah, this might be a permanent thing. I don't know. It's just, it's mental when you think about it. That the streaming software that I've paid £20 for every month decides to buffer. But it is what it is. You always come with a plan B, something that, this manager hasn't had installed for ages, basically. We got 80 in the building. How are you, bro? You good?
Yes, sir. Hey, Seb. What's up, Posh?
80. Good to see you.
What's his back, man?
Yeah. If you're wondering where Dom is, by the way, he has had some technical issues, so he's having to restart his whole laptop. So, yeah, that's great. Nothing's working out for us today, unfortunately, but we are going to continue on. We are going to continue on with the show. We'll start off with Posh for the Tottenham game. Of course, we were on Dom, weren't we? Before we eventually buffered out, but we'll go to Posh this time. What did you make of the game overall, and players that stood out for you, obviously?
Well, before the game, I went into it with just before the game started, I just didn't. I couldn't psych myself up for it before kickoff. I know it's a North London derby, and it's always the fixture people look forward to. But I was not like I didn't care, but I felt like, as I said before, it felt like a community service in a way after the absolute horror show that we saw against Wolves, and having to watch Arsenal again, and it just felt like, oh, here we go again. But after the result, my mood is a bit different after the Wolves horror show, because it was a huge win, not just for the players, not just for our title challenge, but for fans like me who felt very low going into the game, and we've been lifted back up again, and that's what I asked for, and that's what I wanted, and it was a big win. And players that stood out from the top of my head, Eze and Gyökeres, because they got the 2 goals. Great to see Eze on the score sheet again. I do think it's quite nice how the clubs that Eze has scored against in the league are Tottenham and Crystal Palace. So that's poetic justice almost. But yeah, it's great to see Eze play well on the score sheet again. And Gyökeres, I mean, the first goal that Gyökeres scored, what an absolute peach of a finish. That was it was incredible. Probably one of his best goals that he scored in an Arsenal shirt, I think, the first goal. Second one was great as well, 2 good finishes. And yeah, I think obviously the negative I have is the mistake Declan Rice made immediately after the first goal we scored, and quickly afterwards it felt a bit, same old Arsenal. We score first and then we make a mistake afterwards and don't capitalise on the fact that we're ahead. But we managed to rectify that, and I do think, controversial opinion, I do think that Tottenham's second goal should have been given, but that's my opinion. I think we got a little bit lucky there, but aside from that, very good. Raya made a very great save as well in the last few minutes. That was very important, because it would have been a very nervy last few minutes if that went in. But look, Eze and Gyökeres, as Manny was saying here, they need to start remaining games. I do not want to see Gabriel Jesus come on for Gyökeres ever again. I think when he comes on, we look worse. Not saying that's entirely his fault, but it's just a coincidence. But yeah, a great win, and yeah, I'm positive for a change after that. But we got to keep that momentum going. We got Chelsea coming up, which won't be easy. And I think any game that we play in the league won't be easy. We've got a cup final, and let's keep this momentum going.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as you rightly pointed out about the Gabriel incident, obviously plenty of rival fans, Tottenham, have been, crying about it. Listen, if we want to talk about fouls that are somewhat identical to the Gabriel incident, you could wind yourself back to when they last beat us, actually, when they got that penalty from Cedric and, Gabriel against Newcastle a couple seasons ago. 2 hands on the neck, no foul given. So we've seen worse decisions that were given based on the fact it wasn't a foul rather than, goals that haven't stood because of a foul, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll go to Seb next. Of course, it's always nice to beat these lot. 4-1 away at their ground. Maybe the last time we actually played these lot in a couple of seasons, as they could be going down. But yeah, what would you make of the Arsenal performance in general, bro, and plays that stood out for you?
Yeah, I thought it was a better commanding display, especially in that second half. The thing is that I'm like Posh. Like, I was so down after Wednesday, and I actually said, title over. You got no hope now. If you can't beat Bournemouth in the table, who are pretty much relegated, then what hope have we got against Spurs or anyone else, or any of the harder games we've got coming up in the month? But fair play to the team. They responded well. They responded with a bang. They backed their talk that we heard all the time. They backed their talk. So fair play. But like we said, now we now need to keep it going. But I was very happy after that, and I wanted to see Arsenal bang them because they are absolutely awful. They really are. And what better way is it to get the points and send them closer to relegation? Because now there is a generally chance they could get relegated, and wouldn't that be brilliant? Yeah. But on the game, yeah, apart from a couple of stupid mistakes, that one from Rice, which I was fuming about because I'm like, why are we still making these same mistakes? And then, yes, we did get fortunate that Tottenham's supposed second goal, didn't stand because I thought it should have stood. But to be fair, we kicked on and we killed the game off. And for once, we stayed on the attack. We didn't sit back. And this is what we should be doing in some of our previous games. Just go for it. Wolves, we should have gone for it. We would have finished it. Brentford, we should have gone for it more. And fair play. And hopefully Eze and Gyökeres are now hitting their form at the right time, because those are the two most vital players that we needed to step up. And they did. Gyökeres' best game in the Arsenal shirt, and Eze as well. Another brace in a North London derby, and I was actually quite gutted he got taken off because I wanted him to score another hat-trick, because what are the chances of him getting another getting back-to-back hat-tricks in the North London derby is rare. But yeah, I am happy with that. It's always good to beat Tottenham. But to say statement win, I'm just like, nah, come on. We did beat a team that we are supposed to be beating, because they are right down at the bottom and they are depleted. And most importantly, they're an absolute joke of a club. They always will be. So we did beat a team that we were supposed to be beating. But if we go and batter Chelsea as well, then I will say, yeah, okay, statement win, because we've got harder games coming up. We've got Chelsea and Brighton next in the space of 10 days. So those two games are also must wins. We now just need to build this momentum, because now we put ourselves in this situation where there is no margin for error. Because yes, the title fate is still in our hands, but it's also in City's. And yes, it probably might come down to that game at Eastlands in April. But right now, we got to do the job, and hopefully That's where it. This is where it continues. Keep getting those wins, then we can still do it. But do I think we will? I don't know. I can't tell. The thing is, it's just very stressful because the title should have been put to bed, and we just made it so difficult for ourselves. But it makes you feel like you can't enjoy this ride, because I don't think I can. I'm just desperate to get those wins and desperate for us to get those hands on that title, because it's just been so long, and I want all this hard work and all this great work that we've done this season. We've worked hard to get this far and also stay in the cup competitions to count for something, to count for something special, because this is what the fans want. And all I heard last week was talk from rival fans, the media, everyone was on our case. So, and yeah, fair enough, the pressure was on and they delivered. And the thing is, it does show you that this team can deal with some pressure, but when the pressure really steps up is in these later games. In these later games, like Chelsea next week, that's going to be pressure, especially if City beat Leeds, which I assume they will. You have to assume they will. Pressure will be there. How can you back that? How can you back that up? Can you do that? But full credit, I am going to enjoy this win because I always love seeing them get banged and battered. And that's now 4 in a row at their ground and 5 in a row against them across the board. And that is brilliant. That's what we want. You always want to assert your dominance across that part of London, that small tin pot irrelevant club who are going to be enjoying life in the Championship next season, and I would love to see that. Get down in the Championship and know your place. Instead of worrying about us, you worry about yourselves, because you are now in a relegation battle, and when you go down, you're not coming back easily. You're not.
But if Spurs go down, where are we going to get our guaranteed 6 points from next season?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, but
the thing is, I'm a bit concerned. Like, do you think Eze and Gyökeres will put in a transfer request for Stoke? Because,
oh yeah,
they need their annual goals, and
do.
Like, I'm a bit concerned about that, to be fair.
Oh no. Well, they're finding form at Arsenal, hopefully at the right time, especially Gyökeres. He's now got 15 goals in all competitions, which is more than Ekitike, Warderman, João Pedro, and Mbeumo and Sesko. All those players that were tipped, that have not been spoken about half as much in the media as Gyökeres has. So it's good for him that he's finally silenced the critics. And I've always said Gyökeres is a great player. We just needed to get the ball to him, and also we need to play to his strengths. But yes, at the same time, he does need to be doing some of the work. But yeah, that was a brilliant goal. That was a brilliant game for him yesterday. The perfect game, his best game in the last show. That first goal, superb, but then the second, off, brilliant. That's what he does best. My striker. And we continue. And also fair play to David Raya, because I was bitterly critical of him for that goal at Wolves. I blamed him fully. Yeah. I really went in hard on him. But fair play, you produced that fantastic save, which kept us, which relieved stress. Because if that goal had gone in, then it would have made a very stressful ending. But fair enough. That was a crucial save. And then we go on one that comfortably. But yes, I am going to enjoy this win. I'm going to enjoy it for a couple of days, and then towards the end of the week, my mind will be set on Sunday, because Chelsea is another team I really want to bank. I don't want them getting anything from the game and stopping our title aspirations. So we've done that game. Now we go and batter Chelsea. Come on, Arsenal. stay on the handbrake, Arteta. Keep releasing that handbrake and just let the team play. None of this naive, passive mindset that we've seen lately, because that's what's been holding us back, and we've been punished big time for it. But you let the team play, you show what we can do, because there's a wealth of talent out there, and we have got the players who can go on and win this league. But my doubts have always been with this manager. But if he gets it over the line, fair play to him. But the thing is, I have to call out everything until it's too late. Before it's too late. This is why I'm critical on these podcasts. This is why I mention it in all my articles. This is why I'm like this. I have to call out everything until it's too late. And when he gets it right, I will give him praise, because my want for Arsenal is far greater to win this league. It's far greater than wanting the manager or any players gone. I want this title so badly. I really do. I've been desperate for it. I can smell it. And if he does it, fair play. I'll give him the praise. But he now needs to prove it, because this is where now you earn your money. So, but well done yesterday. But please don't go back to now your silly habits. Don't go back to that, because it will be unforgivable if you do it again, and it ended up costing us the title. It will not be forgiven for me. But you've done your job today. Well done.
Yeah, fully agree. We'll go to Dom next, because I know you were we were on you buffered out in it, but yeah, you can keep it brief if you like, but you didn't really get too far, did you? So
no.
quick, and you're.
I mean, essentially, and you guys may have said this because I had to restart my laptop before I could rejoin, but yeah, I mean, Arsenal had to win this game because they had a shocking result in the week, and they had to bounce back from that one. But and they came in as under massive pressure. City got the win the night before, and Arsenal had to respond. And in fairness to them, they did. And what a place to respond, that your local rivals. That yes, they're in a bad way, but they've got a new manager. They've had 12 days rest. They should be bang up for it. And they offered, they offered very little. There was a save from Raya, of course. There was the goal, which came from a bit of a horror mistake from Declan Rice. And then obviously they had a disallowed goal. But, you'd expect a couple of chances in the game. And that's really all they offered. I thought Arsenal were dominant throughout. And I think it shows why teams play so deep against you, against us all season. Because when you open up space, the likes of Eza, Gyökeres, and others are going to exploit it. And, we carved Spurs open plenty of times in this game. And it was foolhardy of Spurs. I mean, I was talking to a Spurs fan who agreed with me it was foolhardy, but he also just said that we're just not able to close the space. We just don't know how to scrap and fight like this. And that's why he's really worried that they might actually go down, because they don't know how to do that. They haven't got the players that are used to doing that, unlike, a side like Forest or West Ham that can dig deep and make life difficult. And we've seen teams do that all season. That's part of the reason why Tottenham are down there. But, this was what Arsenal needed. It was a big reaction, and it was particularly important that they reacted. And I know it took till just after half time, but, having had that setback, 24 seconds after scoring, and that's something Arsenal need to improve on, because that's the fifth time this season, I think it is, that we conceded within 2 minutes of scoring. And that can't continue, particularly when you've got a defence as good as ours. It should be able to switch on and be able to see things out, and not allow teams back into the game like we do. But yeah, absolutely, it was crucial. I think I'd agree with Seb that you've got to look to the next game, because Chelsea will be coming to town. I don't think they're going to play as passively as they did in that League Cup semi-final, which I still don't understand what they were doing. But, equally, I think Liam Rosnar will be looking at it going, well, do I have to sit back and go 5 at the back again? Because Arsenal are quite frightening when there's space. So interesting ones for him. But Eza and Gyökeres, obviously, massive games for them. Really, really important. Looks like Saka's going to be all right after Xavi Simons fell on him. But I think the man that's most overlooked. Actually, sorry, one last thing. Seb's right on David Raya. He was at fault for me for the Wolves game. But he responded really well, did what he needed to do. But Mosquera, I thought, played really, really well at right back when he came on for Timber. He's been such a good signing for Arsenal. But overall, massive win. The title race is still on. I've said all season that I think Arsenal will do it. I still think that now. I don't think City are as impregnable as they were a few seasons ago. But equally, I expected a title fight all the way to the end, and I think that's what we're going to see. I still think that both sides will drop points between now and the end of the season. I was talking about it with AT last night. The quality of this league, I don't think is as good as it was 2 or 3 years ago, but it is arguably more competitive because sides have combated that sort of quality gap by being very solid, pragmatic, filling the box, dropping deep, and that does narrow the gap between the top and the bottom in terms of quality because it makes it harder. And I think that's why we will see sides drop points between now and the end. Plus, both sides right now are going for all four competitions, and that's a big ask to keep going on that as well. So I think for all those reasons, the title fight is on. But Arsenal responded, and I still think they can and will win the league. But we'll find out come May.
Can I say something else that I forgot to mention on my point? One of the things that I think made a big difference in the game was Mosquera coming on for Yuri and Timber. I don't know what's happened to Timber recently. He could be absolutely knackered from having played a lot of games, but I've been a bit concerned.
I can answer that quickly, Bertie. He picked up 2 little kicks to the same knee, and with Ben White picking up a niggle on Saturday, they had to go to Timber again. White was supposed to start apparently yesterday.
Well, regardless of what it is with Timber, I've been concerned about his form recently. But Mosquera coming on, I think, made a bit of a difference for us. I think he played for another signing. I think that goes under the radar. I think for a backup defender, a rotation option, he's really good. I think back at the Brentford game, that last-ditch tackle he made, which was very important. But yeah, definitely a signing that goes under the radar. I think, in my view.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I did say to AT the other day, right, on Monday, it might have been the last show, I was suggesting Mosquera potentially at right back against Wolves on Wednesday. As usual, he decided to re-put in it, so but we'll go to AT regardless. Would you make it a game overall, my bro?
Yeah, well, good to be back again. I was really angry going into the game because what happened against Wolves was a travesty. Especially the fact that we had scored 2 goals and let 2 in, and of course there was so much narrative going into this game. But then again, it was Spurs, and Spurs can always be Spurs. They can't change who they are. But I really love the fact that despite the fact that we had played 3 games while they had a break for 2 weeks, we looked like the team that actually wanted it more. And when we were having the momentum, their bloody linesman was having the communication gap. Yeah. That sort of was like, what the hell, man? He also had the flag last time I checked. You could have waited till halftime to sort out the bloody communication gap thing he needed to do, right? But we had to now allow the game die off for like almost 5 to 7 minutes because the first half injury time was like 8 minutes. But going into the game, we played very well, and I really loved the goals. I was also happy that Izzy started because he was one that was meant to start against Wolves. That Saka at the 10 crap was not necessary. Against Wigan, it was fun because it was Wigan. You're playing against Farmers. You can do whatever crap you want to do there. You won't have to spend Lewis Kelly in midfield if you remember. But bringing the Saka to the game against Wolves as the number 10, yes, he scored from that position. I'll give that to him, no doubt. But our style was totally different. You could see how different it was. Funny enough, David Raya had a very good game on Sunday. You could see how he was making so many claims from catches and all that. I was wondering what happened against Wolves. It was just so sad to see. But I was very happy for Gyökeres. I was very happy for Izzy. Those were 2 guys that have been under some stake. And I also want to mention that in as much as the goal that we considered was annoying, I was also happy that Declan Rice got some come-up because he has been acting like he's the best player in the entire universe, always shouting at Izzy at every chance he gets, while Odegaard have been wasting chances that he doesn't shout at him at. And it was so funny, when we scored the goal, Rice gathered everybody together to say, guys, let's try to concentrate. And he was the one that, messed things up. And I was so grateful that obviously we scored 3 other goals to make it 4-1, because if that game ended 1-1, Rice would have been on serious fire from the fans, because the implication would have been so much more. But for Gyökeres, those 2 goals were fantastic. The first touch for the first goal was like, whoa, the way he blasted it past Vicario. I was so happy about that. And Eze, it was good to see him score those 2 goals as well. Just as someone said in the chat, I really hope that Gyökeres and Eze are used very well in the running. I don't mind Eze going to the left to allow Odegaard play in the middle, because Trossard had a very horrible game on Sunday. We need to, do well in the final third and basically take the chances that were afforded to us. And I'm really happy to see that we've gotten ourselves back on track. As Don rightly mentioned, Man City doesn't have that fear factor like before. Even Newcastle would have even had a draw. For the life of me, I don't understand why a player would push another man into the offside position and it was given. That's another argument for another day. But you can see that Newcastle actually threatened Man City. So going into the running, we have some tough games. They have some tough games. But trust me, the game at the Etihad has to be a do or die affair. I still feel that we have what it takes to win the league. Just that, as Seb rightly mentioned, we have made things worse for ourselves, because we should have run away with this a long time ago. A team challenging for the Premier League should not have 2 wins in their last 7 games. And in those 7 games, you have the likes of Nottingham Forest and Wolves. Those were 4 points that we actually threw away. But so far, so good. Let's just see if we can build on this and, smash Chelsea on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised none of you, man, have mentioned Hincapié, to be honest with you, because I thought, again, he was absolutely outstanding at the weekend. He's probably been one of our best players, to be honest, in the last couple of weeks, or in fact, last couple of months, really. I think he started this year, so well. And
yeah,
I think, I know, like, there's this talk about the fact we got him on loan, paid the 45 million fee, and it's most likely that we're going to be signing him permanently in the summer, but I can't be 100% sure of that, to be honest.
we will. Because I think we did basically what we did with Raya, where, because we wanted to balance our books, we decided to just make a move with an agreement to certainly sign the player. And that's going to happen in the summer. We're going to sign Hincapié for sure.
Well, we better sign him permanently, I'm telling you, because
I think we will, Rory.
Than Calafiori.
Isn't there an obligation there to buy? I think
it's the same as Raya.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think so. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we need
it's
to get
technically that you have to meet certain clauses, but the clauses, like with Raya's, are so easy that they've probably already been met. It's the same with Kivior going the other way.
Was that obligation?
No, again, clauses had to be met, but they were play 50 minutes. I mean, obviously it's not that, but I was just sort of they were so easy that they were always going to happen.
I definitely.
Would you guys say he's better than Calafiori? Just out of curiosity.
Defensively, yes. Offensively, no.
Yeah, I agree. Defensively,
Calafiori's better going forward.
Defensively, yes, but probably all round.
Yeah, because Hincapié is actually a centre back, just like Calafiori. But if you look at when he was playing in Bayer Leverkusen, he played in the back 3 and he played like a whole lot defensively for them. But yes, he has the agility and speed to move forward. But you can see that, yes, I know he had a good cross for Madueke against Brentford. But offensively, he's not close to Calafiori. So it's all about finding that balance. Just like on the right-hand side, White is better offensively, White team might be better defensively. You just have to choose your poison depending on the game you're playing.
And this is a good point. I mean, Calafiori's fitness is a
where is Calafiori?
I knew that was coming.
On the new pattern, bro.
Where is Calafiori?
He was on the bench. He was on the bench.
Oh wow! Thank God for him then. But it's just funny because if you look at the fact that Calafiori was always injured last season, that gave MLS a chance to play consistently, and that also allowed us to let Zinchenko and Tierney leave the club. And now Calafiori starts the season like a man on fire. We're so happy for him and whatnot. Then he has his injury challenges again. Man, I'm just happy that we have Hincapié because it's just crazy.
Yeah, the thing is, right. Another thing I wanted to ask, right, is who would you guys go in with, like, the front? I can't even get my words out. Who would you guys go with in the front 4? So, like, the front line. who would your front line be at the moment? Because I think after the weekend, I've been calling out for the likes of Eze, Saka, Trossard, and Gyökeres basically as a front four because that worked back in October, and that's something I really wanted to see. We saw it at the weekend, and it works really well.
Probably keep it the same. I'll probably keep it the same because you need to keep a winning team and a team that's together with confidence. And also you saw at the weekend, Eze looked good when he was close to Saka. He worked. That actually worked well. So it's better to put him on that right side of the midfield instead of on the left. I think that actually.
Yeah, because if you see what happened when Kai Havertz came on for the couple of games before he got injured, he was so close to Gyökeres. And that is what Gyökeres actually means. Odegaard is too damn deep. Like, we don't need that right now.
I was going to say we might have to factor in Havertz in this as well because I think he's got a good chance of. You can always bring him on from. You can always bring him on. He does. In the times he has played, he has seemed to work well with Gyökeres, but Eze just needs that confidence because if we're going to win this title, he also has to be firing as well. He has to be that bit that can unlock those low blocks. What he was doing well at Palace. We need that at Arsenal. We need it right now. I mean, low key, I want to see Saka on the right, Havertz, Eze, and then Gyökeres. So Eze on the left, Havertz.
Wait, hold on. Who are you playing on the left? Eze in the left.
Like Crystal Palace. The only problem with that is that his out of possession play is still suspect.
Yeah.
That's just my issue.
Exactly.
If you don't mark in the central midfield, you see have Rice and Mendy behind you, right, to protect you.
You will not try.
If you don't mark on the left wing, you're going to expose your fullback.
Yeah, he won't. He won't track back. Remember, this is why he got dropped to all those games because he didn't.
Yeah, this is Aston Villa.
He got dropped to 4.
Well, the thing is,
he didn't feature.
The thing is, the fullbacks don't. The fullbacks don't get exposed because they're crap. They get exposed because of the way they're set out. You see them most of the time out of possession in midfield, up top. Like you see them everywhere, basically. Whether that be in Timber, Ben White.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The weakness in this system, right, is that left back area in particular because they're so high. But I also think there's a risk reward thing here, right, which is teams generally sit quite deep, so therefore you push more men forward, but that then leaves you vulnerable. Every system has a weakness, but I think the answer in terms of front four, as always, remains who are you playing? So I thought really against Brentford we missed Havertz in particular because you want that big physical presence in the middle. I think when you're playing Tottenham, you want someone that can play those tricky balls around the corner, link the play really quickly, which Havertz can do, to be fair. But you know what I mean. I'm using it deliberately to make the point here. But I don't have a front four. I think the front four needs to change based on who it is. My preference is Eze or Trossard on the left. Then it's Odegaard or Havertz in the middle with, Saka obviously is the main starter on the right. But Noni's a decent option for if you want to give Saka a rest. And Gyökeres is a starter. But again, you do want to change things based on who your opposition is to exploit the weakness of the opposition. And, Saturday was a great example of that compared to Wednesday. On Wednesday, you probably want that more physical presence because of the way Wolves play. On Saturday, you want that little bit of guile. But the front line or front three, I really don't want to see ever again, unless you're playing like Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham with that kamikaze high line. And it does work a little bit in the Champions League with the Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli on the left because it's too direct. There's no link up, no options. That front three doesn't work at all, and it goes back to that guile point. But as I say, I don't think there is a front four. But that's what you want. You don't want your front four.
But Dom, why is it that our wingers are so far on the byline while the fullbacks are kind of close to the box? That tactic sometimes it kind of puzzles me. It's supposed to be the other way around.
It doesn't really bother me which way round it is, but I think we've seen it change a little bit this season with Trossard tucking in. But I think that's what you see with that front three is exactly that. And you'd rather have, if I've got Calafiori on the edge of the area or Hincapié shooting, or I've got Trossard shooting, I want Trossard shooting. So you want Trossard closer to goal, right? So, you do see it with Ben White, overlapping. You do see it with Calafiori overlapping. And I like the fact that you've got different options there. I thought we missed Ben White massively against Wolves, for instance. But, so it is horses for courses there. But it's why I like that. It's why I don't like that three that I just mentioned there, because they are touchline wingers and very direct without that link-up play. And you need to be able to mix it a little bit. And with those three, it doesn't work. If they're put in with a player like Odegaard or Eza or Trossard, then I think you start to get a little bit more out of it, because they can exploit the space, bring the defense up a little bit, and you can knock them in behind, which is what they're wanting to do.
Yeah.
I mean, would you guys be starting Trossard right now, though? That's the thing, because
I think he needs a break. He has really been off form for a while.
This is why I was suggesting the option of Eze on the left, because
and then Havertz in behind.
It'd be over Trossard and Martinelli. It's not a bad option in the league anyway, because Martinelli in any other competition that isn't the league is quite good.
Yeah, I agree, Posh. I think it's his best position. It's more similar to where he played at Palace. I think he's similar player to Trossard. And actually, he's worked really hard on his defensive game. There are still obviously not at the level of, say, Martinelli or Saka or even Madueke, but he's worked hard on that to improve that element of his game. And I just think he's a natural slot in there. And I would give Trossard a rest for 2 or 3 weeks. Bring him off the bench. I thought he looked bright coming off the bench in a couple of games he's come off the bench recently, because he's 20, 25 minutes in there. And you keep Eza in the team, who's clearly full of confidence right now. And then you've got other options into the 10. Because I mean,
against Wolves, though. Against Wolves,
everyone was shit against Wolves. Everybody.
Well, apart from Kapi, you could say, but
that Wolves game, I think we should have played Nogard instead of Zubimendi.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. He's been very underused, Norgard, because he's actually done really well. And I don't actually want Zubimendi playing both Chelsea and Brighton. I want Norgard to play. Surely.
He might as well not be registered, to be fair.
Sorry?
He might as well not be registered, to be fair.
You don't get what's going on there, because the thing is with him, he is a good player. He's an experienced Premier League leader. He is. He was Brentford's captain, and every time he's come on, apart from his first 1 or 2 games, he's done really well. He's not put a foot wrong. And
he's played 32 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, we did also bring him in for proper competition with Zubimendi and Rice. We didn't just bring him just to play cards. We brought him in to push him and it is bizarre there. And again, manager needs to use his squad better. He must, and he must do it properly now, from now to the end, if we are going to win this time. He has to. You can't keep burning out some players. And what is going on with Ben White? How's he injured again?
Yeah, man, it's
now.
I think we need to invest in a right back.
It's now got to the point now where I'm just like, get rid, because it happened with Tommy Ashu, and you just got rid.
I understand that he played through injury for a long time, so definitely we are the cause of what's happening to Ben White. But his recovery has been very strange.
Yeah, he can't keep breaking down with this, because he went off every game. He seems to go off. He went off against Wigan. He went off in the other game he started.
And against Wigan, he actually went on his Instagram to say that he was fully fit. Yet we didn't see him against Wolves.
Did he play against Kairat?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Kairat, I think.
Yeah,
he did. He played Kairat.
Ben White's a really good player, but I think he's got to be an option for sale in the summer. I think I said it this summer that after this season, you want to keep him fit to the end of the season, because he's got to be a potential sale option, because he can't stay fit. And it's a shame, because he's been really, really good for Arsenal, but he is one of those players now where is there, and Mikel Arteta, I think, has been rotating this season, but it's harder to rotate when someone like Ben White isn't available, and he needs to be. Because as Seb said, we're going to need all our players if you're still in 4 competitions. The good news is you've got versatile players that can cover across, and you saw Mosquera do it on Sunday. I don't know why I said Friday. But Ben White being fit could be quite crucial come the end of the season.
Yeah, but I also know that Timber also had an ACL injury. in his first campaign with us.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Yeah,
He has come back and he has played this much games. So I'm actually very scared for Timber.
Isn't it a coincidence how all these players suddenly become injury prone? Not Timber, but all these players become injury prone when they come to Arsenal.
Man.
Yeah, something's not right with the training regime, because you've even seen players go down in warm-ups. I'm like, when do you ever see this?
Yeah, but Florian Best went down in a warm-up, bro. So it's not just us. The game against Nottingham Forest was in the starting lineup, then he has to pull out for Curtis Jones in the warm-up.
This has been happening like...
How many more times does this have to happen?
To be fair, it's happened like 3 or 4 times at Arsenal.
It's been unusual this season. Arsenal have had 4 this season where it's happened, which is more than any other club. 2, though, were them doing the sort of warming jump-up exercise that all teams do, and they landed on their ankle, which is bizarre. So from that point... Well, it is true. I'm sorry, it is true.
Yeah, I get that, but still.
Well, what do you want them to do? Not warm up?
No, but don't they do enough warm downs? I do remember the manager saying that they don't do enough of this, which is part of the problem. I have heard this, and I'm not the manager saying this.
But yeah, look, it is unusual this season as being 4, but as AT said, we're not the only side that get injuries in the warm-up. And again, just going back to muscle injuries, we are just above mid-table in the injuries list this season for muscle injuries, and that does include Jesus and Havertz, by the way, who obviously got injured last season. But it is unusual with the warm-up. I don't believe they'll be doing anything different in the warm-up, and probably they could probably do the same thing for another year and nothing happened again. But equally, I think because they have the squad they have now, they don't need to take the risk. And I think hopefully he learned, and from Posh and I were talking about this off camera when the stream went down, that you learn from the Saliba one, where he shouldn't have played having gone in, and we've then not repeated that, which at least is something. But it is an unusually weird occurrence. It is happening, but as AT says, we aren't the only ones.
Yeah. You lot just briefly spoke about Ben White and the fact we should be cashing in on him, which I'm not against. But who would you prioritise at right back? Because I actually can't think of many right backs at the top.
All aside, Livramento.
Livramento, yeah.
Yeah, Livramento. He also has injuries too, though.
Yeah, not as many as
to be fair.
He has had 1 this season. Livramento.
When he comes to Arsenal, he'll get injury prone again. That's the worry.
And do we need to invest in a left back as well?
What about Coyote at Brentford?
Woo!
Yeah. I like Hickey as well.
Okay, so
I like Hickey as well.
He doesn't have the technique to play for us now. He just had the whole throwing thing going on for him. But he has speed, though.
Have you watched him this season?
No. He's decent, but there's a way we play. He doesn't fit our style of play. If we're being honest. I think it's not about the style of play. It's the fact you said he's not like technical, etc. I think every time I've watched him, he's very technical for a right back. I think he's been one of the best right backs in the league this season. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he has.
If I want a right back right now, I'll take Daniel Munoz from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he's good.
That's what I would take. That guy.
What about Hickey?
He's more of a wing back.
I like him as well.
Yeah, he's more of a wing back, but he can work as a right back. Hickey. Before he joined Crystal Palace, he used to play as a right back in his previous club. Just a different system. If he play with a back 4, he'd have played in the back 4. Hickey is not a bad choice, but he doesn't even play regularly for Brentford. Since he had that long-term injury, he hasn't basically had the chance to play for them.
I think my preference would be to try and sign someone, from the registration point of view, that's not necessarily classed as a non-domestic player. I think that would be useful, particularly for the Champions League registration rules. The Premier League ones are relatively light, and I think that's the attraction of Timo Livramento, of course. But if you were looking at players playing abroad from right back, and Josh will know more about this player than me, but Giovanni Di Lorenzo is I think, a really good option.
From Napoli.
From Napoli, 25, I think. He might be 24, but around that age, mid-20s anyway. I think coming into his prime, I think that's important, because this is a squad now ready to win things. It's not like, say, Chelsea, where you're still building a little bit, or Villa. we've gone through that now. We're in that win now phase. And I think you sign him now, you can still get 5-6 years out of him. And I think you could probably get a decent price because Napoli will, are under pressure to sell to some extent. So that is another option. But Timo Livramento would be my first choice. He can play right or left. He does have a few injury problems. That would be the only question mark. But, I know he's had one big injury this season, which has sort of skewed his stats. But he can get 2 or 3 a season. They tend to be relatively short term. But, that's where I would be. I mean, they'd be options I'd be looking at. But I don't think right back is kind of like the most exciting market in the world in terms of like the amount of talent there. But I think those two would be top of my list.
Did you mention Di Lorenzo? Because he's not 25, he's 32.
Yeah, he's old now, yeah.
Who is he? I thought he was mid. I thought he was mid-20s. In that case, forget that.
Yeah,
Are you thinking of DeMarco? Are you thinking of DeMarco?
Yeah. He's been around for a long time, man. So I was wondering where Di Lorenzo. If money is an issue, we can do Jimmy.
I probably got his age mixed up with the other guy. In that case, forget that. But I still think he's a very good right back. But obviously, if he's that age,
he's too old.
I think I must have mixed him up with DeMarco, who is 25.
I think he's right.
I think he's 27. I think
DeMarco is quite
around that age gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Well, another guy I would not mind is Jules Koundé at Barcelona.
He's 32. So
is he just? Do we need a left back as well?
Nah, it has not left back.
Yeah.
The thing is with Di Lorenzo, from what I've seen anyway over recent years, is he's almost like Marmite. Like, I swear, a couple seasons back, Napoli, Italy fans used to hate him because he was that bad. Obviously, in the Euros, he was absolutely fantastic. And then now it feels like he's sort of revitalised his form a little bit under the Conte. I believe he's still the first choice right back at Napoli, hasn't he? Isn't he? So
as I say, I got to mix up with
sorry,
else in age band, so you certainly can't have him at 33, but for sure.
How did Dumfries?
Dumfries is an interesting one. I don't think he'll settle for a backup, will he not?
He's 29.
Yeah, 29. Damn.
I think he's 28. He gets ahead of Timber for me, though. That guy is a mad attacking fullback.
Yeah, to be fair.
Well, it gives you a different profile, doesn't it? If you're looking to replace Ben White, then you could sort of put him in that mold. But I think he's more of a sort of wing back than a sort of fullback. But yeah, I mean, Livramento is the man I would be.
Yeah, you could say the same about Munoz as well at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, because if you look at Holland, he plays in the back four for Holland, but he still bumps forward like a crazy human being, man. So one guy then again, if Tottenham goes on relegation, I won't mind Porro.
No, don't take.
I mean, I don't think Porro's that good enough, and you can't sign him from Spurs.
No, don't take anyone from Spurs, and yeah, he's not all that. He's okay.
Yeah, but I got Campbell, and he was dope.
No, I don't want Porro.
Well, to be fair, the last time we talked to someone from Tottenham, just saying.
He wasn't too bad on Sol Campbell.
Yeah, Sol Campbell, yeah.
I mean, if I was going to take one player from Tottenham right now, you said you had to sign one player. It's definitely Nicky van der Ven, isn't it? Because then Hincapié becomes your left back, and
I don't even rate him.
No, I'll take Lucas Bedford.
No, don't want anyone.
I think no. I just said I was just saying if you had to take a player from Tottenham, but I think I agree with you.
He'll move though. You'll be calling.
Like Bedford is such a hot prospect, bro.
You'll be calling this summer, but no, I don't know.
I think if I had to choose one Tottenham player, probably be James Maddison. To be fair,
he's never fit. He's not consistent either. Consistent.
I would have said yes. I wanted him before we went there, but not now.
He's never been a consistent player.
I'd take.
And he always has like football patches he plays. Yeah. Nah.
If the sun is shining, James Maddison.
I don't rate.
Basuma still a no-brainer.
You're absolutely right. Basuma has no brain. You're spot on.
It was a no-brainer at the time.
How's it worked out for Spurs?
We still should have signed him.
To be,
Yeah, but he was
I'll be
really
honest.
good at Brighton, though. I'm surprised to see how tight he has become now.
Sorry.
I think Bissouma was so good at Brighton, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see how horrible he has
I
become.
wanted him so badly, and I was furious when he went there.
yeah.
Because we
In
didn't
all
sign
honesty,
anyone.
right, I thought he was one of their best players at the weekend. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, he was actually good there. He was good.
He got a nice assist for our
But
first.
still, I wouldn't take him though right now.
Nah, he's crap now, bro.
That was a no.
For me, it'll be James Maddison at Tottenham, really. The only one I'd necessarily take. I'd really rate
thankfully,
Van de
they're so
Ven.
bad that we won't be signing anybody from them.
They're awful. They're
Yeah,
championship
no, but if I pick
players.
one, it would
They're
be
champion,
Maddison.
that
Okay,
team
well,
is championship level players.
But if Nottingham Forest gets relegated, will you take Murillo?
Murillo, did you say?
It depends on who goes, right?
Murillo. Yeah.
They've got a better squad than Tottenham. They've got better players. Forest.
Yeah.
Elliot Anderson, Morgan Gibbs, White.
Yeah.
I thought Gibbs White played for Tottenham. Oh wait a
Yeah.
minute.
They all walk. They all
So
walk.
does Ezo, doesn't he, Posh?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
They all walk into Spurs' side. Even Matt Sells is better.
I keep hearing this, by the way. We need Julian Alvarez. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Do we need Julian Alvarez, you reckon?
Yeah. Then get
I
rid
don't
of,
think we're in desperate need.
have him and Gyökeres next season, and get rid of Jesus. And get rid of Jesus. He needs to be moved on.
Jesus will leave in the summer for sure, and I think Alvarez is an interesting option. I think
I want him. I want him.
I think that's the type of player I would happily have in that role. I think he fits the Arsenal system quite well and attack quite well, to be fair. So I definitely wouldn't be against it for sure. But I'd also want to see who else is on the market first before I made that final selection.
He already played in the Premier League as well, so
I think that massively helps.
Exactly, yes. So that is a no-brainer.
I don't
think it's a no-brainer because the price is going to be big, and I'd look at who else is available before making a final decision on it. I think the no-brainer for me is when there is one option and they are the absolute key right option. But Julian Alvarez is definitely,
which ones out there are actually the best? Would you say? Which ones out there?
I mean, I don't know. You'll see who's available, but which is why I haven't sort of pontificated on it yet, because I haven't really looked because I'm concentrating on this season. But I'm not against Julian Alvarez for sure.
I'd still probably prefer someone on that left-hand side who is more natural, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll still
we
take
need another left wing.
I think left winger has to be the priority.
Left wingers a must.
Get rid of either Martinelli or Trossard.
I agree.
I sell them both and buy a top left winger. I'd sell
Who would you
them.
take?
Who would you? Yeah, because
Rodrigo,
Rodrigo,
Rodrigo.
I wouldn't say Leal's just mad overhyped. I've never rated Leal.
No, I haven't either. If Rodrigo genuinely wants to leave Real Madrid this summer, then I think that's a really good option.
He will go. He will go.
Well, it depends on who their manager is, right? Because they haven't got a manager at the moment. So I think that depends on what happens there. If a manager comes in and says, I want you starting again, then I think he stays in Real Madrid. It's a difficult club to leave, but I never believed he was going to want to leave in the summer. If he was available, I definitely wanted Arsenal in for him, but I just never thought he was going to want to leave, and so it showed.
If we paid 77 million, he would have come.
I just don't
think
believe
if we didn't spend that money on Madueke, I reckon we would have got Rodrigo. We didn't
need to spend. We didn't need to spend that money on Madueke. We should have spent it better on Semenyo. The Semenyo was who I really wanted.
Semenyo, you mean?
Yeah, Semenyo. Yeah, him.
Yeah, Semenyo would have been my top choice. But
that was a mistake. And
I think Semenyo's kind of.
And I really do think.
I don't think Semenyo is necessarily ripped when he's at City.
And he is. I really do worry about the difference he's going to make for that title push. I really do worry about that.
I don't. Sorry, Roy, go on.
I wanted him, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think Semenyo is the bollocks that everyone's making him out to be honest.
He's class.
I like him. He's I've read.
I don't think he's been.
He's good.
Yeah,
He
I
does
do,
seem like he's consistent though.
Is he
I
not
don't
the
think
second
he's
highest scorer or
fantastic.
third
He's
highest
made a
scorer?
difference to Man
Yeah.
City's attack when they.
He's
when they
made a
signed
big
him.
difference. He has.
Yeah, big difference.
I don't
Yeah.
think-
Now,
he's
now,
been-
now, now he's actually doing the
And he got just 65 mil.
But I don't
Elanga
think
was how much? Madueke was how much?
exactly.
Yeah, I get it. I get it,
He
but
didn't need to
I
spend
don't-
that much on Madueke.
Anthony was how
as
much?
good as
He's not,
we-
he's not a good player.
But
One
I
thing
don't
I'm
think
also
he's
concerned
been as
about
good
is
as we all
how
think he has been
robotic
at Man
Arteta
City.
might make them when he plays pragmatically,
He's not
or
a good
more
player.
pragmatic, I should
Madueke.
say. So I'm just looking at the
Yeah,
perspective of either him releasing the handbrake of these players or us under a different manager.
No, but Posh,
I
in all
just-
honesty, if you watch the Tottenham game, Eze was playing with some kind of freedom.
Yeah, I know, but that's what happens when you have the handbrake off these players. I'm looking at the majority of the time when he's decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to play pragmatic. But if Arteta takes the handbrake off these players, and with these players that we're mentioning, then it'll be great.
We'll be fine. Then we'll be fine. But
It's all well and good doing it once, AT, but you know,
we mustn't do any more.
well, not once, but you know,
But
yeah,
but do you
every
think
now
it-
and then.
Do you think it's a genuine thing where we go out and go, right, let's just play defensively here? Or do you just think, but it appears that way more often because of the game state? Because if you look in the Champions League, we are much freer because there's much more space. In the Premier League, there is much less space. But when teams do give us space in the Premier League, we play like we do in the Champions League. Leeds is a good example twice. Tottenham again at the weekend twice, actually. You know, when teams play similar to the Champions League, you see Arsenal play with the handbrake off, to use the quote. So I don't think it is a conscious choice. I think it genuinely is game state. I really do.
Man United have looked much better under Carrick.
Yes,
They
exactly.
play much
And
more
also-
fluidly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and also remember a couple seasons ago when we
Yeah,
played
but
when we played with a low block, we battered West Ham, we battered Sheffield United, we battered Burnley. That's the type of football we need to be seeing when the handbrake was off.
Because Dom, if you remember, in 22-23, we were very fluid in how we played.
At the
Yeah.
start of
Yes,
that
at the
season,
start, right?
and
And
the
as soon as-
following season, and at the
You
end
get-
of the following season.
So I just feel that Arteta is more focused on control now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Odegaard, who would have played some kind of key passes through the middle. He would rather go to the side.
The control.
So it's not like they see a restriction somewhat, bro, like a handbrake.
Oh,
The
I
control
think compared to
football doesn't
22,
work. We were saying all along it weren't sustainable. And in the early part of the season, against teams like Everton, Brighton, Bournemouth, we were getting away with it. And lately, we have been punished big time for doing it. Now, lately against Bournemouth and Brentford and other teams, we have been punished. So it's all caught up with us now.
we beat Bournemouth, did we not?
Sorry?
We beat Bournemouth, didn't we?
I said we got away with it against Bournemouth, Everton, but we didn't against Brentford. We didn't against Wolves. We've been punished.
But again, like I still think when we're talking about that though, I still think there was a game state element here. So if you go back to 22-23, that wasn't sustainable. It wasn't sustainable for Klopp, right? So there had to be more element of control. So I think that was the right decision. I think there is an argument: do we go too far? But I also think that game state really does play a big factor in this one. Arteta is a defensive manager for sure, right? No question. He is more defensive than Pep kind of defends in a different way, but he's more defensive than Pep. He's more defensive than Klopp. I think that's absolutely right and fair. But I just don't buy this conscious decision that the handbrake is fully on. I do think that he is obviously more defensive because he is looking to make sure that we don't concede. We're really solid defensively. You know, sort of similar to other managers that have been in the Premier League in the past that have been there and done it. I think there is that element of David Moyes in them that isn't necessarily there in other managers. But equally, I do think there is a game state situation here, and that's why you're seeing a difference in the Premier League to the Champions League.
The thing
But
with- The thing with him you cannot deny is he's more afraid to lose than to win. That you cannot deny that. You
Because
just-
in the league, look how better and more fluid we played 2 or 3 seasons ago, and look how we play. Obviously, I know we played very well in the Tottenham game, so it's a bit weird saying it now. But look how we've played for the majority of the time this season. You briefly mentioned the Sheffield United game where we won 6-0. If that match was played in 2026, it would be 1-0 Arsenal via a goal from a corner.
Exactly.
Or we'll probably draw.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are anomalies like that, right? And I think but again, if we score early, I think what we are seeing now, which we didn't see in that season, is we go, and Wigan was a good example of that, right? And I know it was Wigan, right? But the reason I make the comparison is we sort of
more. We just stopped at 4, and that second half against Wigan was dry.
Yeah, but I think there is a conscious choice to do that.
The game was over anyway, let's be honest.
But equally, I think that probably is a testament to the fact we think we can win multiple competitions now. Whereas I think back then we were like, we haven't got the depth to compete for multiple competitions, therefore goal difference matters. So again, I think we are in game state, but it is undeniable that Mikel Arteta is more defensive than those managers. I'm not saying he's not a defensive-minded manager. He absolutely is. But equally,
yeah, I have a question, guys.
I don't see why.
What can we do differently about the fact that we concede as soon as we score?
Yeah,
it's not a trend. I don't understand that.
That's got to stop. We can't have that again.
Yeah, I said that right.
And allow the teams to
I know.
come to us.
Before we were conceding goals in the first minute, which was just embarrassing.
As I said at the top of the show, I mean, I agree with you. With five times this season, we've conceded within 2 minutes of scoring, and Arsenal have to sort that out. No question about it. I know it's when you're most vulnerable, but that's definitely got to stop and got to change.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, because I think on the fact that at some point we had 8 clean sheets in a row. So what happened to that mindset, that mentality of trying to defend better? Like right now, once we score, we just have that potential that we're going to concede, and you just see it in front of you. Rice could have given the ball back to Raya. Rice could have just cleared the ball out. But for some reason, he wanted to become Ronaldo at the edge of his own box. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I mean, it was an individual error of horrific proportions from Rice. And fair play to him, he put his hands up, but that was a horrific error.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Especially
in the area he was doing it.
Yeah, he doesn't
do it towards the end of it. We don't do it, especially in that area.
It's so funny how we are so risks. We take so many risks at the back compared to in attack, and it has been a constant trend. Look at the pass that Gabriel gave to Evan Nielsen against Bournemouth. But when we have a chance to a very good through ball, we won't see us taking those kind of risks in attack because we were scared of the transition.
Yeah, Superman did the same thing as well.
Change our mentality on that, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, I think it's probably down to over-reliability of us just relying on our defence to bail us out every time. And I think
he's become too reliable.
Yeah. It's not sustainable, man.
Yeah, well, we've discovered already that I don't think we can go over the course of the season with relying on the defence.
No,
yes, you can.
No, that doesn't
then.
You will not. If you rely on defence only in your midfield without your attack forward, it does not get you over the line. It will not.
It has before.
No, he hasn't. Your attack.
He has trophies though.
No. Sorry, who? When?
Teams have won leagues before by being very good defensively.
Yes, but they've also had a proper attack with proper strikers that have banged.
But we've also got a striker that's got the 5th highest goals in the Premier League, and I think we are joint second top scorers. Are we in the Premier League this season?
Yes. Well, he needs to carry.
We also have a manager that likes to sit back.
Yeah, we do.
The majority of the time, I should say.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're equal top scorers in the Premier League.
Yes,
it is true. It is true that we sit back, right, too often, right? But so do other teams as well, in fairness. But it's not. But teams have won leagues by being defensive before, and we are actually the joint top scorers.
Okay, which teams have won teams?
Chelsea.
Yes, because who did they have up front? Drogba and Hazard, Bangwin, and Frank Lampard. And Johnson.
And again, we are joint top goal scorers in the Premier League right now.
They were all doing their job as well. So
we are top of the league, joint top goal scorers in the Premier League.
Yes, good. But now it's got to continue going forward. And Gyökeres has to keep banging. Saka has to keep banging because
no one's saying that they don't.
Has to keep banging. Because
I really think Saka needs to step up, though.
Yes, he does, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think he needs to step up.
You need because teams that have won titles have at least one of their attackers has someone that scores over 20 goals in the league. You have to have that. Has to bang.
Gyökeres can score 20 goals. It's just
Yes,
that Arteta likes to sit back a lot.
Exactly.
And he doesn't get enough service.
We don't play to his strengths. That's why.
Yeah,
he wasn't
that
taken.
Trossard attempt just says everything and sums up pretty much Gyökeres' time.
Exactly.
Just doesn't play the ball to him in a good position there.
Yeah, I agree.
When you get the ball to him against Tottenham, he does the business.
Yeah, exactly. We will move on to the Chelsea game this weekend, obviously. That's another huge game. Obviously, Man City play, I think it's Leeds away, so that's not going to be an easy game for them. Although
they win that. They win that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that I would have liked the easy games they've got right left.
They win that. They win every game until April. They're winning in the league. In the league, they're winning every game to at least April.
Wow.
I mean,
that is a given.
Even Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, apart from Chelsea and Arsenal were the only two that they might slip. All the other games in their running, they win. They walk.
Leeds away is a maybe.
They will walk it. Come on, if we can do it,
we
will.
Walked it.
Yeah, so
I know.
Leeds will be so open for them; they will exploit that.
I think though the difference here though is that, and I think Manchester City will beat Leeds at the weekend, but Leeds are capable of hitting teams on the counter attack, and City do look vulnerable. Newcastle got at them again, and in some ways, they were fortunate that they shove a Newcastle player. Was it Dan Burn off? Was it Dan Burn that was shoved offside? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Was shoved offside, and therefore it's obviously disallowed. But they do look more vulnerable, and Leeds are a side capable of doing it. I think they will probably win at the weekend, but as I said earlier, I think that there were drop points to be had between now and May from both Arsenal and City. We're seeing it all season long from sides.
They still have Bournemouth away. They still have Everton away. They still have Chelsea away.
They'll beat Everton, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, they'll beat Everton.
Bournemouth away.
Sorry?
Bournemouth away.
They'll beat Bournemouth.
Light work.
Really?
Yes, Bournemouth will be too open for them, so yes, they'll win.
West Ham.
Yes, they beat West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham.
But do you not think they're vulnerable defensively?
Yes, they are. But also they have the killers at the other end that will outscore it. Semedo and Haaland. They will.
Yeah, like what about the likes of West Ham and shit? Like, look at them defensively.
They won't do anything. They will not do anything against City.
Attack, like,
they will not do anything against City.
Yeah, who else do they have? 80?
Apart from Chelsea and us are the only two games.
Man City. I don't want to call the games against Burnley or Forest or Brentford or even Villa. I think they'll win those ones.
Yeah, they will.
Where I think they could drop points.
Where is Brentford though? Is it a home or away?
Which one?
When is Brentford? When do they play? Where do they play Brentford?
Home.
Oh, they'll win.
They'll be Brentford at home. They will.
It was away, I always said.
The away game was not at the 1-1-0 where Haaland scored the only goal at G-Tech.
They'll win. So they'll beat them at home.
So you
this
don't
is
name.
This is the time when they click. This is the time.
So 80, you've got a. So you think? 80, you've got. Hold on. You think West Ham have got a better chance of beating Man City than Aston Villa do?
Aston Villa is at the Etihad. They struggle away in most of their away games.
And that's on the final day. So they
on the final day. I think West Ham, they are trying to.
Well, then the title might have been decided depending on our results and City's results. You never know.
Villa all Emery falls off at the end because he's focused on Europa League and other sorts. So we know what he's like, and you know what he's like towards us. He won't give us it. So.
Yeah.
Well, again, it depends on what they're fighting for at that point. Depends on what they're fighting for at that point. There's a long way to go between now and then.
We've got a question. What chances do you all think Arsenal will win the league?
50-50. I still don't call it.
15%, 1-5.
50-50.
I would say 60-40 for me. 60 that we could, 40 that we wouldn't.
50-50. We've just got to. For me, we just have to win. Beat Chelsea, beat Brighton our next two games, and then see where that leaves us. But every game pretty much is a must win, and we have to go to the Etihad and actually go there and do it, because We might need a moment like Will Tall did at Old Trafford. We need a moment like that.
Yeah. Apart from Newcastle, we haven't really necessarily had one,
What do you mean?
have we? Like
Tony Adams at Newcastle. Tony Adams.
no, I'm talking about this season. Apart from Newcastle, we've not really had that sort of moment.
No, we haven't. No, we've not. Well, City.
You count Martinelli at home against City. That was a draw.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was a draw.
No,
Martinelli
no.
against City, but that was a draw.
We've not had a moment, and we've not had a statement win in the league. We've not. We're still waiting for that. Well, City have had theirs at Anfield. That could be the time if they do go and win the league. That's where they've won it. It'll be that. It's our ability as well. I think Papa Pinker said this on the overlap, and he made a good point.
Oh, fuck that guy. Sorry.
He made a very
That's the first time I've said the F word, by the way. On
he made a very good point.
That's my feel. That's how I know my feelings on him.
I ain't monetised, don't
I
worry.
like him. He's all right. I think he talks well. I think he's all right. I like him.
Dude.
The thing is, it's about winning games. Have the ability to win games that we have no right to win. The statement win. Because City had no right to win that game at Anfield, but they still came out and did it. Have we got that in us? Because we are going to have games where we're not going to be on that front foot, but going from now to the end. But we have to get the results. We cannot. There is no more room for error. Have we still got that in it? If we did it at Brentford, then that would have been one where we didn't have no right to win. If Martinelli had put that away at the end, then that would have been a smash and grab. And that's the sort of win you say, yes, that's a game.
Yeah, but Steph, this is the same City that in the beginning of January, they drew with Sunderland, drew with Chelsea, drew with Brighton, lost to Man United.
Yes, but, A, they've come out of their sticky patch, and B, when that happened, we should have put this title to bed. We should have done it.
Yeah, we messed up too.
This is when they kick on. And let's be honest, if they do drop points, which obviously I hope they do, can you really trust Arsenal to capitalise? Can you really trust them?
You can't trust.
At the moment, you still can't, because we've had chances after chances to do that for at least 6 weeks.
I think we should have run away with this league a while ago, though.
Yeah, we should be at least 10 points clear, and this is what's frustrating. We should not be in this situation where it's both in ours and City's hands. It should not be like that.
Right.
It should not be like that.
Like sometimes I'm closing my eyes. I'm looking at that Martinelli chance against Nottingham Forest.
Exactly, that as well.
And against Brentford in the last.
And against Brentford,
Yeah.
if he scores those, we be clear. That makes the difference. That is the difference between the top wing. And this is why I said I get rid of both him and Trossard this summer. Because they're too
So you're bringing in another left winger, right?
Yes.
So,
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so you're bringing- but you'll have to.
Not again.
Not again. He's available, yes, but no.
Okay, but in all honesty, Seb, I'm open to Trossard leaving. He has a year left, and he's going to be 32, I think.
Yeah, well, you can still get a little bit of value for him if you kept him and he runs down his contract.
Yeah.
You'll get nothing. Because I do not want us to go back to this situation where we sell players for next to nothing, because we still need to get better at selling players, because we've still been poor at that. Money has to come in.
So if you're selling both Martinelli and Trossard, Seb, then who would you bring in? So obviously,
a top left winger like Rodrigo, Leao.
Okay, so
Left
you're bringing
winger,
both of them in because you've got to replace both.
Top left
Yeah.
winger.
I think it's too much to allow two go at the same time. I think we can allow Trossard go. I must only be a backup to the marquee signing that we get.
I think we get more money out of Martinelli.
Yeah, Martinelli, you'll
Then again, we're so
exactly
bad at selling,
do
so I
it.
don't know.
We've got to be better at selling. We have to.
Yeah, but Trossard is almost done, man.
I don't like this club charging us for putting the ticket prices up and doing category A+ and B+ games. I'm like, what's that all about? Is that just to generate more money? I'm sorry, that's poor. That's poor from the club, especially when we haven't got titles over the line or Champions Leagues over the line to do it. If they want to do it, get better at selling players. Don't just charge us A+, B+. I'm sorry, that's appalling from the club.
So hold on a minute. But back to my question about
Go and
left
get that.
wingers, right?
Get-
Are you bringing 2 left wingers in the summer if you're letting go of both Trossard and Martinelli?
We need that. To be honest with you, that whole front line needs a refresh. Bar Saka you keep, Gyökeres you keep. The rest, to be honest with you, can all go.
Eze you keep.
Oh yeah, Eze, but I mean front line.
Yeah,
is
Eze.
Yeah.
the rest, to
Waneri
be
you
honest
keep.
with you, bye bye. Saka and Gyökeres I keep. The rest, bye bye.
What? So you can't let go of Waneri, surely? When he
No,
comes
not
back
him.
from that?
Again, he's more of a central threat.
Keep
More of a
him.
central-
I guarantee you Arteta will let him go.
More of a central threat.
Guarantee you.
No, I think he stays. More of a central
He'll,
threat.
he'll stay if we get a new manager.
So you're getting a new right winger in as well, a backup right winger.
I want better than Madueke, yes. I don't like it. I don't rate him. He's not good enough. I want better than Madueke.
But so who are you getting on the right hand side then?
Well, there'll be people available in the summer.
Now, that's so much money to spend, bro. We have to prioritize.
That attack needs full attack. The money this summer has to be fully on that attack. And another midfielder.
I think
And
maybe
another
just,
centre.
maybe a left winger, maybe a DM, because Nogard might want to go back to Brøndby or something.
Yeah, I know.
But right now, though, Seb, you're asking for it. This is a side that's in all 4 competitions. You're asking for a new right back to replace White, a new central
Yes.
midfielder, and
Yes.
that's 5-6 new attackers. That's nearly a
Yes.
whole team.
Well,
He said
you
in the
want to
chat,
stay,
you're asking
but you
for
want
a
to stay competitive, and you want to be.
But we are competitive right now. We're in all 4 competitions. Yes, we've got to get them over the line. No doubt about that. Of course. Well, yeah, but we may well still do. We're in February.
We might do. This attack we've got right now should still be good enough this season to get us over the line. Should be, but in other seasons it won't be. It should this season. This season it should get us over the line. It should do. If it doesn't, then there's even more sense that it's got to go.
You've probably got 2 attacking changes in the summer. I'd have thought maybe a central midfielder and probably a defender. If Kepa gets an opportunity to be a starter somewhere, you've probably got to replace him.
No,
But obviously
I keep
that
him
will
for
depend
another
on.
year. Keep him for another year. Don't forget.
Yeah, but
I reckon
equally,
he might stay another year.
It's not easy being a quality goalkeeper and being on the bench, man. Come on. You have seen Martinez leave, you see Ramsdale leave. If Kepa find maybe like Getafe or something.
Kepa's in his 30s when Martinez was coming into his prime. He needed to play.
No, but the point is that if you have a quality keeper that has a good offer to play competitive football consistently, he will leave.
yeah.
Yes. But let's be honest, the only team that comes in for him is Cesc Fabregas, his Como. But you won't go there.
He's been linked with Bayern Munich, which I think is probably untrue. But
Is he?
yeah.
Meanwhile, he's almost 40 now or something, yeah?
Yeah, keep it. Or get.
And
You need a perfect backup keeper. You get Leno back. Yeah. And he's still the best keeper in the Emirates era. He does not make that mistake.
You say Leno that left you because you were benching him will now come back to your bench.
Right, Leno does not make that mistake that Raya did the other night at Brentford. He does Wolves. He does not make that mistake. There is no way.
I wouldn't make that mistake, but that doesn't mean I should be.
There's no way he makes that error. But the thing is, that error could well cost us the title. And if it does, I'm sorry, but fingers got to be pointed at that.
Bert Leno, statistically, according to Opta has made 7 errors leading to a goal this season for Fulham.
What did Leno do when he played for us against Wolves away from home? Just out of curiosity, last time he played there. Oh yeah, he got sent off, didn't he?
By contrast, by the way, it's 3 errors, including the one at Wolves at the weekend.
Well, it's not good enough. Well, it's not good enough. We've got to win it.
So do you not accept that some players make errors sometimes, right? He's making 3 errors.
You make the right mistakes.
But when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it generally leads to a bit. Name another goalkeeper, and I'll have a look and see how many mistakes they've made this season.
Yeah, but you make the right mistakes. When we had Seaman, he never made silly mistakes. When we had
No, he definitely didn't get caught off his line at the
To be
World Cup.
fair,
He did in the World Cup.
He
That
made
wasn't
silly
that was
mistakes.
Arsenal. though.
Petr Cech at Chelsea didn't make silly mistakes. Michael at Man United didn't make silly mistakes. Van der Sar at Man United didn't make silly mistakes. Alisson at Liverpool doesn't make silly mistakes.
Well, he did. Did you not see him against City?
Even Shay Given.
Alisson made a mistake against City. Literally, they won the game because of a mistake from Alisson.
Against
yeah, he
us
did.
2 seasons ago, the Martinelli goal. Do you remember that? Was him and Van Dijk had an error with each other 2 seasons ago? 3-1.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, fine. Addison died. Even Shay Given, when he was at
Every
Newcastle
goalkeeper makes
Man City,
mistakes.
never made silly mistakes.
I can't think of a
Shay
single...
Given conceded 4 against us in the FA Cup.
Shay
final.
Given was a Highbury hero. He was literally immaculately incredible. He was immaculately incredible, Shay Given.
They can be brilliant goalkeepers. Like, no one denies these goalkeepers are brilliant. But the idea that they don't ever make a mistake,
If
or
you
a
don't make
crucial mistake,
mistakes like that, is what cost you the title and all that. Was cost you title, but you don't. But they don't make mistakes. That cost you titles. They don't. They don't.
To be fair, Seb, Gabriel's involved in that as well.
No,
Gabriel
it was
was
all
involved.
right. He did not need to
No, it
come
was
out.
Ga-
Gabriel
no.
Can you remember the game between Arsenal and Man City in 2012 when they gave Shea Given a back pass that Van Persie robbed him of the ball and scored? Wasn't that a mistake?
Sorry, wait, when? Because I remember it.
2012, Man City, Arsenal. Shea Given was in Man City at that point in time.
2012.
No, 2012. Was he?
No, he wasn't. That was Joe Hart. No, it was Joe Hart.
Yeah, I think it was Joe Hart. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Joe Hart.
But
Shay Given
as I was saying,
Shay Given was a better keeper than Joe Hart.
Seb, would Wojciech Szczesny make a mistake like that?
Yes, because he always made silly mistakes. Yes.
Okay. All
No,
right.
I was never really his biggest fan.
If you said no, he doesn't make mistakes, I would have said 2011 Birmingham League Cup final. But you didn't.
Exactly.
I'm still trying to
There
get
you
over
go.
the idea that
Exactly.
no
There you
goalkeeper
go.
ever makes a mistake.
I wanted Bernd Leno barely made mistakes like that.
He does, bro.
Seven this season, but don't.
I've already-
Leno, when he was with
I've
us,
already.
when he
I've-
was
I've
with
already-
us, he very rarely made silly mistakes.
I've
When he was with
already
us.
named the the
The Wolves game. You made a mistake against Wolves now. Rory mentioned.
When he
Yeah,
got
exactly. Right.
Yeah, but the game was dead by then. The game was dead because we'd already been robbed further out. Game was dead. I mean,
So, Seb, I really love how you shift on your goalposts, bro.
I don't shift any goalposts. I want the best people that can win me the title.
And you'd
I
like,
need his
and you'd
title.
like Bernd
I need his
Leno.
And sorry, bro. In the last 3 years, which keeper won the Golden Glove?
Charlie Coutinho.
Sorry?
In the last 2 seasons, which keeper won the Golden
Yes,
Glove?
okay, David Raya. But I'm telling you now, if
Mhm.
we do not win the league and we miss out by a couple of points and he still wins the Golden Glove, don't give it to him. I'm sorry, because of that error. Because that's an error that could have cost us the title. That might cost us the title. Because if we do not win the league, that will definitely be a moment we look back on, without a doubt.
Okay, so what error that Zubimendi made against Man U? Didn't that cost us a loss?
Yes.
So why would you put that Zubimendi? Why are you pointing at Raya?
Because it might have cost us the title. I'm not having it.
What points were lost in both games?
If it doesn't cost us the title, we still win. Fight fair, cool. Then no one will remember it.
So are
That
you
will
selling
forever
David
haunt me.
Raya?
That will forever haunt me.
Are you
If you
selling
do not-
David Raya?
No, but you
You
don't
can bet
give,
my bottom dollar if
don't
that
give
was
him the
the
Golden
order.
Glove if that happens, and we don't win
So-
the league. You don't
Seb,
give
right? So hypothetically, if Leno was going to win the Golden Glove for the 3rd year running, yet we win nothing, would you want to see him with the Golden Glove?
depending if he makes a silly mistake that costs us the title.
I just
He does not make that error. There is no way he does what I did the other night.
But Seb, that wasn't just him though. That was Gabriel.
No, it was him. Because Gabriel was
Gabriel
always
as
clear in
well.
that.
Well, we
He
don't
was
know.
always clear in that.
We don't know who was going to do it because we don't know who called what.
But at the same
That's
time,
the crucial thing.
I bet you there was no
moment
communication. That reminded me of Chesney and Koscielny all over again.
And it's a 50-50, bro. He could have called and Gabriel didn't listen. Is that not possible?
It is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, if you had to say which one was more at fault for me, then it's David Raya over Gabriel. But the simple fact is, as you just said, AT, we don't know what the call was. If there was a call, we just don't know. But you know, just looking at it, I put more on Raya than Gabriel. But equally, Gabriel probably has to properly go for that, and he sort of half pushed it out, maybe because he sees right. I don't know.
The reason why I will blame Ryan more was that he was behind Gabriel.
Communicate. They did this against.
Yeah, sorry. The reason why I'll blame Ryan more, he was behind Gabriel, so he could see ahead of him that Gabriel
wasn't even being pressured. He wasn't even being pressured. He wasn't even being pressured. So of course he was going to clear that.
Because if Ryan doesn't put pressure on him, you know, let that ball far.
Come on, it was that's tall boy. Even my team even my keeper doesn't make that mistake. Doesn't make that mistake.
I mean,
Leno, by the way, isn't even in the German side, by the way.
He does not make that error that Raya does. That might cost us the title. I hope it doesn't, but I really
in that same game, right? Madueke fires a shot that Jose Sa punches straight to Martinelli. What did he do with that ball?
Exactly. He's not good enough.
So the point is that there are many scenarios you can actually call. I mean, that's a long way in that game, not just Raya.
He has to go, Martinelli. He has to go. Right. I'm sorry. If he wins the Golden Glove, and that Golden Glove comes only if he wins the title. Otherwise, you do not give it to him.
Apparently, it's people like me that are the most. Apparently, it's me that's the most brutal Arsenal fan. Apparently,
the thing is, I need his title right now. I need it now. I'm not waiting another year.
So, Rory, I think Seb, you're acting like you have like 700 million in your transfer.
I have, but it's been too long. I need it now. I need it right now.
No, I agree with you on that point.
But believe me, my summer is on the line if we do not win this title. You know how bad my summer's going to be.
You'll be fine, bro. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
You know how bad my summer's going to be.
I've been there 21 years for a title, bro.
Come on, I've had 3 days of hell since that Wolves game because of all that. I've had 3 days.
Yeah, but you're here with us. Even worse. You're right.
Does not come true home. So I cannot be forgiving any silly mistakes anymore. It's no more.
Oh dear me! Every side makes mistakes. Every single side, every single player, every single person.
No
Bro,
more.
hold on a minute.
Title or leave my club. Just like the manager.
Well, everybody.
Handle the right mentality to handle under pressure. Find another sport.
So we're going from 7 players out to 25 out now.
Well, yeah. In the summer, if there's no title, or dearie me, no trophy, the squad needs to be changed.
Yeah, like 700 million pounds.
The manager, most importantly, especially him.
Wait, hold on, Seb. You said at one stage that we have the squad, but now you said we've got the squad.
We do have the squad. We do have the players.
So why do you want to get rid of it all then?
Yeah, exactly.
The manager. I said it's the manager we need to get rid of.
But you just said you want to get rid of the whole squad too.
I said if they haven't got the mentality to deal with under pressure, find another sport. Off we go. Especially if they and we hear people blaming the weather, blaming the rain, blaming that. And if these players can't deal with it, go and find another sport. Go and play cricket. Go and play tennis. Go and play golf.
Come on, that was.
Go and play golf.
That was Julian.
Well, Julian's just brain dead.
Yeah,
he blamed the Queen. He blamed the Queen. He blamed the Queen for not winning the Champions League. I'm sorry, that is just brain dead. He blames the Queen for not winning the Prem. He blames the Pope for not winning the Champions League.
Yeah,
That sums him up.
But my question is, how do you know? But how do you
he's
know?
definitely
if the players
playing a
lack
character. He's definitely playing a character because no
He's
one
got
thinks
to
that's
be.
stupid.
It's
Yeah, I mean-
terrible what he says.
Oh,
I'm
it's not
sorry.
his
He doesn't help.
I agree with you that that's a ridiculous thing to say, right? But what I don't understand is, how do you know which player has the right mentality and which one doesn't? That's I
Well, I
don't
need to see
understand.
it. Well, you should be winning games like Wolves, like Brentford, like Forest, like United, who are poor, like Liverpool, who
Yeah, but
had
how
no,
do-
who had
But
no.
so that every player that played in those games then doesn't have the mentality, or some of them.
Maybe Rice
how are you
does.
saying?
Maybe Rice does, but maybe Rice and Gabriel do. I can see it.
Saliba?
Dom,
The rest, I
go
don't see.
online on Google and type the Sep O-meter. If you're calculating mentality, bro. So Sep can look at the player and know the kind of mentality the player gonna have. The same guy that does very well in this game has the right mentality. When he messes up, he doesn't have it anymore.
But is there not an element though that you can be a very quiet character and be a very strong personality? You can't necessarily see it. Like people aren't all the same. There's not that one thing. Mentality is very different. Human beings are very different. I don't understand how you can tell without being in a dressing room who has a mentality and who doesn't.
Well, you can see it on the pitch every single week. It's obvious.
So you don't think so? I am quite quiet at work, believe it or not. Do you think that means that I lack the mentality though? Like,
Well, you do. You lack mentality, bro. Why are you quiet? You're loud, bro.
What we do. Be mentally strong. Mentally strong.
But that
Rice.
doesn't mean.
Rice is mentally strong. Gabriel is mentally strong.
Mentally strong.
The rest.
Okay then. Okay, so
What
Christian
about
Romero,
the
right?
mistake?
Christian Romero, right? Really overt, big, strong character. Very similar to Rice. Very vocal on the pitch.
But he's just clumsy. He's just clumsy.
But he has no. I would argue he has no mentality because he keeps consistently getting sent off and stuff. I don't think
he's just clumsy and careless.
But I don't think just being overt means that you've got the mentality to win. There are so many different personality types. There's literal books on this. Like, unless you are in that dressing room, there is no way any Arsenal fan that isn't involved day to day with these players can tell.
And I need to see them deliver. I need to see them deliver, and I need to see them do it because it's all down to them.
Yes,
on how our summer's going to go. It's all down to them and the manager.
Yes, we agree. But how are you telling which players lack the mentality and which aren't?
Because what we can hear and what we can see. We can see it.
I mean, we're going around in circles, but you can't see mentality.
Of course we can when we watch the games. Of course you can. It's obvious.
So does Saka have a winning mentality? Because he doesn't shout and rave and rant.
I think he does, yes. I think he does. I think I can see him always wanting to win. Yes, I think he does.
I just don't think.
Yes, I think he does.
Thing is,
If
remember,
we don't win anything this season, I still reckon he might be gone in the next couple of seasons. And Rice will most definitely be gone if there's no title this season because he ain't renewing unless there's a title.
Said that about Saka and Saliba though too.
Doesn't mean they won't go. Doesn't mean they won't still go.
We're talking about them signing. I think they will sign new deals. I think Declan Rice will sign a new deal for me.
He won't. Unless there's a league title or a Champions League, he won't. But
I do think you're right that if you don't start winning things soon, these players won't stay for long. But the fact they are signing players shows the belief that they can win things here because it does not in their interest.
This is the last season. This is the last season they'll do it. This is their last chance.
Then why would they sign the contracts this season if they weren't prepared to give it another go?
Contracts are only there to protect value.
Why would the players sign it then? It's not in their interest to protect the value.
They will not.
It's actually actively against their interest to sign it.
They will not sign. When Rice goes, everyone else will follow. He'll be gone. If there's no title this season, he's out.
But we might not win a title. But secondly, again, why would Saliba, Gabriel, Saka sign contracts if they didn't think this was coming?
Because they're there to protect value.
But it's not in their interest to protect value at all. It's complete opposite of their interest. If they don't sign this value, then someone can come in and get 50, 60 million for them. Now they signed it, they're 100, 120 million. That affects their wages. It affects who they can sign for. It affects who can afford them. Why would they sign it?
Fair enough. That's credit on Andrea Berta. That's not credit on Arteta or that.
Well, again, they're not signing if they don't trust the manager, are they?
Yeah.
They're signing because of Berta. They're not signing because of Arteta.
I mean, I just
Come on.
how are you backing that up? I mean, seriously, you're
Because
not saying
Berta's a winner. He's a winner. We've got the right man here. The right man here who wants to win.
So does Berta pick the side on a Saturday? Does he do the tactics? Does he do
No,
the
but he
coaching?
buys it. But he buys the players. He got
probably play better football than Arteta.
Arteta did not want Eze, did not want Hincapie, but Berta was the one that said, no, we need more. He was the one that did it.
That's not relevant.
And he didn't sign Gyökeres either. He didn't sign Gyökeres. He didn't sign Eze. He didn't
that's
sign
not really relevant, though, is it?
And that is a fact. That is a fact.
Well,
that's not really relevant, is it?
It is an absolute fact.
Well, again, if you listen to any Arsenal journalists, they will say that Arsenal have a transfer committee where they discuss players. Now, it is true that Mikel Arteta, by all accounts, preferred Sesko. That was a player he preferred. But that's not the. But that is not the same as saying he didn't want Gyökeres or didn't want Eze, right? It also, again, these players are signing and actively saying, now they could just be saying it, but they're signing because of the manager. But Eze said he signed partly as a conversation with Arteta. All of the players that signed contracts.
He didn't want to join. No one wants to join Tottenham.
Yeah, but equally,
that's a different call. But
equally, they're also saying they signed because they spoke to the manager, understood what they were like. They signed the players because they say they trust the manager. You don't sign the contracts because you like the sporting director. You sign the player because you feel comfortable at the club, you think it can succeed, and you think the manager can get you there, and you think the players have the desired quality. There are all of these things. It's not just one of those things. It is all of those things. But if all of those things aren't in place, a player like Saliba and Saka that are good enough to walk into any side pretty much in the world are not signing this club without all of those things being there. And that includes the manager. It includes Berta. It includes the players around. It includes everything that they've got here, the whole lot.
Also, are we forgetting that before Gabriel and Saliba extended their contracts, they also, prior to this season, I think it was 2023, right? They extended their contracts when Berta wasn't appointed as a sporting director.
That is true.
They all signed. Saliba signed this year.
But like he signed
previously.
No, actually, hold on. No, because I wrote a piece on this.
Yes, Rory's the answer.
No, Rory's right, actually. No, Rory's right. He didn't sign.
All right, guys, I'm out.
No, Rory's
See you
right.
later, AT.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Rory's right. I remember when I wrote this piece on that. Rory's right about that. Okay, fair enough. But still, get things over the line.
Yeah, everyone agrees with you on that.
Doesn't excuse the point.
Well, but everyone agrees with you on that.
I need it now.
Oh, jeez.
I need it.
Help me.
Oh my god!
We agree with you on that point. People have said this.
Now.
I've made my points very clear.
I need the Premier League right now. Then I can have a good summer and enjoy. Otherwise, I just won't.
Dom, does he want the Premier League now? I really can't tell.
I need it right now. I'm not waiting another year or another 1,000 years for it. I'm not waiting another year for it.
Oh, we've descended into Vampire Diaries.
I'm not waiting another season, another whole season, or another 100 years again. I'm not doing it. I need it right now.
Anyways, guys, just quickly, give me your score predictions for the Chelsea game because we actually don't have time. Well, I don't anyway. Yeah. What's that, Posh? I didn't hear that.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Dom?
Where's AT when I need him? Because he's got the piece of paper of prediction from last night. I'm pretty sure I went 2-1 Arsenal too.
Yeah, it's midnight over at his place, so yeah, he had to bounce, obviously. Seb, what about you?
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1.
There's no
excuse.
We'll be better in that Chelsea team. They're poor.
I don't know. To be honest, I feel like I don't have much confidence going into Arsenal games at the minute. Like, we can quite literally drop points to anyone after that Wolves game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
As I said on
my Spurs, we got to be beating them. They're poor. We're levels above them.
Chelsea are poor, but at home you'd be expecting to beat Chelsea.
Levels above them, and they've not got that much better under Rossini. Come on, look how we battered them in the Carabao Cup. And I want to see us back. I want to see us let them back in it or sit back. I want to see his battering,
and
like we did a few seasons ago when Kai Havertz and Ben White got the double when we put 5. I want to see that again. I want to see that again. I will absolutely finish them. Show them that London is red. Finish it.
I said on my show on Thursday. That these lot have got me nervous for Mansfield in the FA Cup. You know, that's just
no, that'll be fine. No, don't worry about that. They had me nervous for Tottenham because for Tottenham, I said a draw. And then I said we wouldn't beat Chelsea either. But now after we battered Tottenham, I'm like, but now after we battered Tottenham, now I can actually feel a little bit more confident. But I've just said win these next couple of games and let's see where it leads us. But they have to be wins, no drop points, no more. No more.
Well, yeah, on that bombshell, guys. On that bombshell, guys, I'm going to have to wrap up because, you know, it's about 10 p.m. over here. It's approaching 11, so I'm going to have to get some rest.
I was going to say, where are you? Did you say approaching 11? So I thought you said approaching 10.
Leeds, aren't you?
No, I thought you said it was approaching 10. I was like, where are you?
No, approaching 11, sorry.
Yeah, I misheard you.
Yeah, I got college in the morning, so I'm gonna have to wrap up. So
yeah, I've got to do some work.
Is there any articles coming up?
Yes, I've got one coming up. The last few I've written have been painful lately because I have to call everything out now before it's too late. But this one will be a more positive one, but I really mean it. Title this season or else.
You didn't say right now.
Now. Yes, now. Title this season right now. Now.
Pythagoras is turning in his grave at the
now. No dropped points. Title now. I'm not waiting another season or another year or another 1,000 years for this. I'm not waiting it. Now. Otherwise, manager out and everyone out.
So you got to get rid of everyone.
No, not better. He's the only one I wouldn't want out. Everyone else can all get lost.
What if Nicholas Jover?
Bye, Rice.
Yeah, he will go. Yes, he will go if we don't win the league. They will go.
What, even Nicholas Jover?
Sorry?
Even Nicholas Jover?
When his coaching staffs go. We can get better out there. Go. There's no title. Off you go. Go. Off you go. I mean
Dom, anything coming up?
Yes, video out tomorrow. No idea what it's on, but videos out most days. Probably not quite every day this week because obviously it's a bit of a quiet week, and I've got a heck of a lot on this week with work and family stuff. But yeah, there'll be a video out tomorrow on whatever the hell I said about 6:30 this evening.
I'm sure we'll put out some PR news.
Oh, just give it a rest, mate. It's just not true, is it? Why do you have to say that? What's the point? What does it gain you to keep saying
breaks off Dom now.
Like, it's just, you keep saying these things and they're just not true. Like, what do you gain from it? Seriously? Do you get kicks from it?
Right now.
Yeah, but if you do not listen to what I say, I will criticise Arsenal when I think they deserve criticism. After the Wolves game, for instance, I've said I didn't like the attack in going into the game. And I will also praise them. So don't just call it a PR machine because it's just not factually correct.
No. I didn't mean you. I meant the club will somehow be raised out.
Right, okay. Well,
I didn't mean you.
In that case, I take that back.
This is a thing. And even when you said about lying last week, I didn't say you personally. I said some of the fans said, be careful, because they said this about City. If you actually listened.
Well, I did listen, and you said that I said that I didn't criticise.
I didn't say specifically you.
Right, anyway, I'm not doing this now anyway.
But I didn't say specifically you.
You did.
And please understand, I need the title.
What? No, I don't. Anyway.
You don't, right. Oh, fair, fine.
No, I said what and I don't. Question.
I need it. How's your summer going to be if we don't win this time? Are you going to have a nice, good summer? Because I'm not.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed Arsenal win the league, and then I'll go to Australia in the summer. And then I'll have a nice holiday with my family and enjoy other things.
I won't, because I won't.
Okay, well,
it's on my mind. Look how distraught I was a couple summers ago when we missed that. Look how distraught I was.
Oh my god!
It's going to be worse this time.
But we haven't lost the title yet.
Jesus.
Thought I was. I don't want this all over again. I can't have this again.
We haven't lost the title yet.
No, we haven't, but we're in danger of if we drop points one more time than we have. Not just yet, but we're in danger of doing it. And I want no more mistakes like that Wolves game. I want no more of that. No more. And I mean it. I really do not think that David Raya should get that Golden Glove if we don't win this title, even if he does keep the most clean sheets. Because of that, you don't deserve a Golden Glove if a title does not come on. Because I was that angry, I was that annoyed. I had me fuming. Moments like that, just because of that moment. If it costs us the league, you don't deserve it.
Can you let Rory speak?
Okay, fine. I'm saying
we get it. We know.
I look at the bigger picture. I always look at the bigger picture.
We know. I agree with you on like most of the things you say. So
thank you.
Posh, where can I find you, bro?
Rory,
where can I find you, Posh?
You can find me on X at Posh Bertie, and when I'm invited on lovely streams like this, you can find me on those channels.
Yeah, appreciate you guys' time, as well as AT. Obviously, we'll be back, of course, next week. May have a show planned this weekend, perhaps. So, I'm not going to spoil much, but you know that could be coming up this weekend, as well as you know, covering the Chelsea game, etc., this week, because of course we've got a full week's rest, don't we? So yeah, we go again, innit, against Chelsea at the weekend. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate everyone locked in the chat as per usual, and I'll catch you next Monday, I guess, in a bit, guys.
See you later, guys.